Right, and we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fair Rugby on Forever Sports. And it is France versus Wales time. The second slash of the 2023 Six Nations round 5, and the second last game of the Six Nations. We've got this, and then Ireland taking on England. In just over 2 hours' time, and Ireland looking to try and complete the Grand Slam. But for France, well, this is their last chance to try and win and defend their Six Nations title, as they require a bonus point win basically today to give them a chance, and then hope that England really do themselves a favour. So it's unlikely, but not impossible. Which is, I think, the main thing that they'll probably be telling themselves, that anything is possible, and that if they, at the end of the day, they can got to control what they can control, and what they can control is putting in a good performance against Wales, and and then just hoping that things fall their way. For Wales, it's been a very frustrating Six Nations for them. They haven't played particularly well. They've only got the one win against Italy. And it's been a case of Warren Gatland doing a lot of different things throughout the Six Nations. A lot of changes from Warren Gatland to his Welsh side. A lot of experimenting, sort of trying to work out what his best side is, for example. And this is the last opportunity for him to sort of start putting things in place ahead of the World Cup. As well as a very big game for Talapa Faletau, who is playing his 100th game for Wales today. So a big occasion for the big number 8. And a very impressive milestone as well. And the anthem has just gone underway with Wales anthem currently happening right now. But we do have a poll running in the comments. Please go and check it and go and vote. And let us know who you think is going to win this clash. The favourites are obviously France at this stage. Wales not really back to do the business. But hey, as I said, anything can happen. And I suppose, for Wales, once again, this is a big opportunity for... That was weird. Right, French anthem underway at the moment. And then we will have action over in France. And I want to know what your score prediction is as well. Put your score predictions in the comments. Let me know who you're rooting for, where you think this game is, where you see this game going, as well as any thoughts that you might have. Let's get the chat going. Please do not leave me watching this by myself. It's the whole point of having you guys here. So I'd appreciate some company. So please do get into the chat and let me know what you think is going to happen in this game. I'm just going to bring up the team news. Go through the two teams and see who's playing where, because there are a couple of changes to both sides. In fact, quite a few changes to the Welsh side. Not too many changes to the France side, but there are a couple of injury-enforced changes. So in France, Unai Antonio has served his ban and will return at tight end. He goes next to Cyril Bay and Julien Marchand. A change as well in the second row as Thomas Clement is joined by Romain Toafanoa, who comes in for the injured Paul Vermser. Francois Crowe, Charles Oliver, Gregory Aldred, the loose trio. And on the point captains the side for number 9. Next to Romain Intermag, Ethan Dormatier, Damien Peno, the 2 wins. Jonathan Dante continues in that centre role. Was very good last week in his first game of the Six Nations. He's got Gael Pico outside him, and then you've got Thomas Ramos at full back. Off the bench, Pietro Mavaka, Reddy Wadi, Sapiti Falatia, Bastien Chalaru, Seko Makalou, Maxime Luchu, Yoram Mofana, and Malvin Yamane. For the Welsh, it is Wyn Jones, Ken Owens, Thomas France in the front row, Adam Beard as welcome back next to Wyn Jones, who is back into the side. And you've then got Aaron Wainwright, Justin Tippridge, Talaba Faletau, as your loose trio, Reece Webb and Dan Bigger, the halfback pairing. Rear Dyer, Josh Adams, Louis Zammit on the back 3. And centres is Nick Tompkins and George North. Over the bench is Brad Roberts, Gareth Thomas, Dylan Lewis, Daph Jenkins, Tommy Reffel, Thomas Williams, Owen Williams and Lee Halfpenny. A pretty good bench there for Wales. And I suppose this is much closer to sort of Wales' full strength side as Warren Gatland continues to tweak and work out whose players are, who he's going to basically back come the World Cup and stuff like that, and trying to work out who his best team is. Waiting for a little mini Renault again to come out and bring out the match ball, and then we'll get underway. Right, so Dan Bigger waiting for the ball. So just finish up with all the pre-match duties, and then Dan Bigger will get underway. The official today is Nick Berry. He'll be assisted by Andrew Brace and Christopher Ridley, who are the two judges for today's game. As a piece, we continue to vote on our poll, which is running in the comments there. Let us know who you're backing. You got to really back France, don't you? And we do have a whistle here, and we are underway. Dan Bigger getting things underway, going down to the left-hand side of the park. Will be an early touch for Charles Oval, who takes it well and is hit by Rio Dyer, the Welsh wing there. Gregory Algert, who was so superb last week in that first half, getting an early touch there. Now the ball coming back to Thomas Ramos, man of the match against England. Doesn't quite find a touch, and Reece Evans getting an early opportunity here. Now Wyn Jones going the direct route, carrying well as well. Reece with Dan Bigger, Sapa Fatal, first touch in the centre game for Wales. And a penalty there for not releasing. I think it's against Gregory Aldridge. An early penalty here, so early points here for Wales. Now what's the decision here? It looks like they're going to go for the corner here. Interesting decision. It's a very good kick there from Dan Bigger. So he puts the side right at the 5 meters. So an early opportunity for Wales. Surprised they're not going for the 3 here. I mean, it's confident from Wales to go over the corner. Not sure it's the right decision, really. They're right on the doorstep here. Wyn James has got to go. I think it's going to be held up as the call. He's going to have to go across to Chris Ridley. Yeah, it'll be a goal line dropout. He is held up over the line. So goal line dropout, and again, you know, I think that's an opportunity missed from Wales. Could have really just taken the 3 point, got themselves on the scoreboard, get a nice positive start. So it's quite a frustrating way for Wales to start. And I think as fans, you know, you're going to sit there going, how are you not taking the points? But anyway, they go again, just up to 22. Reece Root going Dan Bigger. Reece Evans just popping the ball out from Adam Jones Adam Baird rather off the ground there. Reece Webb now going short side once again to Reece Evans. He's been quite about a stir carry already early in the game. Now playing at fullback today is Reece Evans. Reset to Adam Beard. Popping it up to a little bit of a fumble there. And Tompkins looking for offload. He pops up to Adam Jones. Great offload, but it's space there for Aaron Wainwright. Eventually brought down by the 22. East Webb now sniping, getting himself into the 22, looking for an offload. Nobody there. Ball goes a bit loose, but picked up by Wyn Jones. Good continuity. This from Wales. Pick up and goes well from George North. This is great tempo from Wales. Now once again, pick up and go from Talapa Faletau. Bruce Webb now probably up to captain Ken Owens. Penalty advantage as well. And Reece Zammit gives it away to Dale. It's going to go forward, surely. We'll go back for the penalty. Well, that's really positive size there from Wales. Must have been at least for 12, 13 phases. Getting over the game line. A couple of nice pick up and carries, but more importantly, very good tempo. Right, so decision time now for Wales, and they've gone for the corner once again. So they're really trying to find that try, not taking the 3 points. They've now turned down, but it's 6 points already. Bit of a rework line. They're almost coming a bit stuck there. I'm not sure that's completely as smooth as I'd like it, but now they're running more. I don't know if that ball is available at the back, though, for Ken Owens, though. Reece Webb is tapping, and he wants that ball to come back. I'm not sure if it's going to become available. There it is. If it is, eventually is available from Ken Owens, but Reece Webb trying to get it out. And this could be turnover ball if they don't be careful. And Beard eventually managed to turn it, and Nick Tompkins under a lot of pressure there. And Beard's got Talapa Faletau, as well as Thomas Francis. Goes himself. Wyn Jones popping it up to Adam Jones. Justin Tipperick now, his first carry of the day. Big defense test for the France. And Beard so far good defense from France, but now they go to Nick Tompkins. Nick Tompkins is hammered by Dainty, gets it away to Dan Bigger. Wants to come back on the angle, gets away from one Dan Bigger. Eventually brought down Maguri Aldrin. Another penalty advantage here for France. Reece Webb trying the cross kick across to Josh Adams. He's trying to tie it back into Reece Zammit. Big counter coming in here for France. Not sure the ball's available for Reece Webb there. They'll go back. Just take the points. Surely you've got to take the points. Once again, Wales not going for the points. That's 9 points they've turned down. But Ken Owens, Marauder, he's just short chest. Ken Owens, another penalty advantage. Reece Webb to George North. That's a great line. And George North is going to go under the poles. What a try that is. That is good. That is good. Well, they were going for it. They already backed themselves. They didn't want to take the 3 points. And eventually, the patience and the desire pays off. George North goes under the poles. And it's a really big effort there from the pack. Ken Owens just short. This time they managed to recycle. It's a great pass there from Reece Webb and George North. And look, it was cut out pass and just cut out all the defenders. He just goes to untouched basically. Absolutely superb angle being run by George North. And what a try that is. Right, well, advantage Wales. That's something I don't think too many people saw coming. Really good take for the restart there for Palatau. Is then hammered in the tackle, but managed to absorb the pressure pretty well. Reese rolling things back. Not looking for touch here, so Rio Dyer's going to give chase. Right up against touchline. Ramos is very well to keep it in, but Rio Dyer reels him in, and Justin Tipuric is there as well. So France back behind the halfway line. Dupont going to Gael Ficou. First time the French have really had ball in hand. Ficou at first receiver once again. Down to a bit of space there. He goes inside, outside. He's eventually brought down by George North. Looks a little bit high almost around the shoulder. Dupont to Intermac. Flat to Cyril Bay. Penalty advantage now for France. The main Intermac goes pretty flat to Antonio. Cyril Bay, yes, so the props doing a lot of carrying here for the Wales. Not for Wales, for France. Ramos to Intermac, who's looping around. Intermac going himself. Intermac straight through. He's got Dupont on his inside. He's still looking for him. He gets away to Anton Dupont. He gets around Justin Tipuric. Long pass out. Oh my goodness. That is phenomenal from Anton Dupont. France go over. Damien Penaud in the corner. But jeepers me. Remain Intermac and then the pass from Anton Dupont. Perfect. And a scattered Welsh defence couldn't do anything to touch Damien Penaud once that pass was fired out here. Nick Tockett starts at the line. Bang. Show and go. Main Intermac goes inside. Brings in 3 players. Reese and then big tackle, but his arms are free. And Anton Dupont gets around Justin Tipuric and then throws a long whilst out wide. Damien Penaud right up against touchline. And he goes over in the corner. Great little wrap around there from Main Intermac. That's a great pass. That really is a good pass. Anton Dupont makes playing rugby look so easy. Absolutely perfect from him. It's a great kick for Dallas Ramos, who has kicked so well throughout the tournament. And scores level after 12 minutes. Well, that's quite exciting, isn't it? I don't think we saw that happening. 7-7. Nice little frantic start to the game. Hopefully we can see this intensity being kept up by both teams. Charles would run under the restart there. Rio Dyer once again completing the tackle. And Dupont asks for a couple of blockers here. And he'll certainly be looking for touch. And he will find it. So a good exit there from France this time. Got a quick line there from Wales. Palatau in the midfield, popping up to North. He brings in Rio Dyer. Running the hands there. Reece Sammet goes to Josh Adams. Ball comes back from the touchline. George North. Makes a few meters here. Reece Ware popping up now to Bigger. He goes short to Thomas Francis. Now it's Bigger. Good hands here so far from Wales. Slow ball now for Reece Webb. Got a bigger once again to Tompkins. Tompkins decides to straighten. Pops up to Keno in contact. Now a bit of space in behind there is Reese Webb. And has he managed to nail it? He has. That's a brilliant kick from Reese Webb. Just chipped it over the top and it's bounced. That must have been inches inside the field of play. I'll take it quickly though, France. So another line that's allowed to be set. And Dupont, he's got options, he's got a main to make a Thomas Rouse, but I think he's going to go himself. Oh, I think that's skewed off the side of his boot. I don't think he's going to get as much distance as he would like. They do exit, but just shy of the 10-meter line. So a nice attacking opportunity now for Wales. They're putting France under a lot of pressure. It looks like both teams, when they're born, had looked at the measure of the other's defense. They got Adam Jones there, do Wales rather. Nick Cock gets the first year. Dan Bigger, long pass out wide to Rio Dyer. Rio Dyer steps aside. Gail Feek, who's brought down by Jonathan Dante. Reese Webb to Aaron Wainwright. Julie Marchand getting it over there. Reese Webb now going the short side to Faletau. Faletau gets the offload away to Reese Hammond in the contact. Into the 22 Wales go. Faletau off the deck there. Good work from him. Francis now. Reese Webb. Oh, and that could almost be a little bit of a knockdown. Nick Tompkins now trying to exploit the bit of space that was created. Throws an offload as well. Oh, diving past there from Wynne Jones. Reese Hammond chip over the top. Falls back to Demotea. Who's going to chip ahead now? Someone needs to get across there. George North's going to get across there. He fumbles the ball. Eventually picks it up. And they're going to go all the way back. I'm pretty sure it's a deliberate knockdown from France here. And just to pause here, they want to go look at say, so it could be a bit of foul play involved. Okay, so they're just looking at whether it's a bit of an knockdown. I think it is. I don't think there's any shots catching this. So they're saying it's a genuine attempt to catch it. Not sure I agree with that. Scrum. Well, they said it's a genuine attempt. I'm not convinced he was ever catching that, but yeah, fair enough. Tony, the man who knocked it on, so they go back for the scrum. That French pack, a good 50 odd kgs heavier than the Welsh pack. Reese Webb, first scrum of the day, by the way. Ball's available for Faletau at the back. We're going to have a reset here, I reckon. Yeah, we'll have a reset. We're going to end the poll there. 71% or 79%, I think it was there. 79% of people saying that France are going to win. 20% saying Wales. Nobody backing a draw, which is the current situation. Great weeks got from France, and it's a penalty for France. Yeah, it did look like it was very good. So that's ominous signs there from Wales. And Antonio, the man, back into the side, doing the business there on the tight head. Winning his team a penalty, getting them out of danger. Collapsing the scrum is what Wales have been penalised for. A good line there, Gail Fiku. Look at Dan Penalty on the angle. He loses the ball forward, so knock on advantage. We were wrapped up by Remain Intermac. Turnover ball here for Wales, who are all the way back to their own half. Reese Webb. They see a bit of space there. Adam Beard, Telemann Jones. Well, almost a bit of a tip tackle. They need to be a bit careful there, Gail Fiku. Yeah, penalty advantage. Reese Webb wants to go himself. Pops up to Justin Tipperick. Right against touchline, yeah. Pick up and go there from Wyn Jones. And the penalty is awarded for a tip tackle from Gail Fiku. You could be in a bit of trouble here. Yeah, I want to have a look here to see if this is a foul play and warrants more than just a penalty. Right, so Jordan Neville once again having going to be involved here. Just a penalty, no cards. So Gail Fiku escapes with that one, saying that he was never driven into the ground. Bit of a twist there, and hips above the head, but because he didn't drive him down to the ground, they say it's just a penalty. So another penalty here for Wales. Opportunity for them to get into French territory. And he's found touch just shy of the 22. Once again, putting Wales into a pretty good position here to have a go. Right, Ken Owens. Goes to Justin Tipperick. Good line up there. Broken off the back here is Aaron Wainwright. He's reeled in by Gregory Eldred. Sapa Fata, pick up and go. Driven back in contact. Pick up and go from Wyn Jones. He's got through a lot of work so far in the first half here. Slow ball here for Wales. French players doing, well, it's everything from him, trying to do a lot, trying to roll away. Now Adam Beard, pick up and go from him. Fata gets down to the tackle, gets transparency, he puts it away to Justin Tipperick. A couple of nice offloads there. Slow ball once again for Reese Webb. Goes to Dan Bigger, got option on the inside, goes himself. Reese Webb popping up to Telemann Jones. Oh, it's almost a great, it is a great offload. It unfortunately can't hang on. So turnover ball here for France. If that ball does come out, which I'm not convinced it will. Yeah, it will be a scrum. Telemann Jones, a fantastic offload by him in the contact. Right, Aldred, I think it's a contact lens issue being seen to by the medics. I think he's actually just had a smack on his face a bit. Looks a bit sore. Right, so when we start with the scrum, it was a very good scrum from the French in the first one, winning a scrum penalty, even though it was Wales ball. So now not cheap for them to really sort of attack this Welsh scrum. They do have the weight advantage. It's not always about weight. It's all about technique and about You know, working hard as a unit. Right, here we go. Pretty solid scrum there. It's gone down, but ball is available for DuPont. Goes to Intermac. Intermac goes downfield. Resalmon underneath it. Assessing his options is Resalmon. He wants to run. Gets away from Gregory Eldred. From Charles Littleborn. Francois Coast rather. Now Faletau. Inside ball to Adam Beard. Tell you what, we're seeing an offload game we haven't seen from Wales, but it's a brilliant turnover there from Romain Tofofanawa, getting over and executing the jackal, winning a penalty for his side. But yeah, I'll tell you, we haven't really seen this from Wales throughout the championship. You know, there's offload and the tackle, looking to bring more players into the game, looking to try and keep that continuity going. But yeah, just almost the undoing there, just slightly isolated, and Fofana was on it very quickly. See Adam Beard just over there. Yeah, and just a bit slow there was Thomas France at removing him from the ruck. Good penalty in the end, win there from the lock. He's in for Paul Willemse, picked up an injury last weekend. Now Charles Woodburn. And Close actually caught on the ball there. But it is available for DuPont. For now goes himself. Now Jonathan Dante, first receiver, goes himself and is driven back by Wainwright and Dan Bigger. Good defense from them. And Intermac to Dale Figu. Dale Figu's left behind. It's actually kicked ahead by George North. And Rio Dyers after this, trying to put Thomas remaining Intermac under a bit of pressure there. The ball goes loose to Anton DuPont. He's under a bit of pressure, Anton DuPont. He's done really, really well. Eventually runs into Justin Tipberg and Reese Webb. And the French support does get back. So the ball is available there for Ramos inside their own 22. Cyril Baye bounces off Faletau. He has the second bite of the cherry. Alright, then Julien Marchand. Giving some support there. And to DuPont, looking for his clearance. Looking for touch. That's fine touch. And a very nice touch finder as well. He's gone halfway through between the 10 metre and the halfway line. Really good clearance there from Wales. Very exciting game so far. I liked it. I've really enjoyed the tempo of it. And both teams looking to keep it alive. Both teams willing to have a go. Straight in there from George North. Good carry from him as they get through to the past the 10 metre line. Ken Owens now. The ruck speed has been very impressive here from Wales. Now Reese Webb going back to Dan Bigger. Wants to change the angle. Dan Bigger goes to Nick Tompkins. He goes to Rio Dyer. Finds himself infield. Now once again Bigger going down the side. And he just puts a chip through for Justin Tiperick. And the kick might go nuts. That's actually a perfect kick there for Jonathan Dante. And Dan Bigger just wasn't quite well placed, and the ball bounced just behind him and into touch. It's a really good kick there from the inside centre, driven from Wales back into inside their own half. They go to the front of the line. They go short actually, and Reese Webb now downfield. Thomas Ramos there getting there in time. Up against the touchline, returns the favour. That's a great kick from Ramos. That's going to put them well just by the 22. He's gained 34 meters in that kick. That's a brilliant kick from the fullback. I've got a sub here. And Daph Jenkins is on. Adam Jones off. Not sure if there's an injury there or if it's an HIA. I'll check on that. Penalty for not holding on, and it's Julien Marchand who's over it. That's a really good win from him. Now, decision time here for France. Do they want to go for the line? Do they want to back themselves? Do they want to take the 3 here? It's been a while since they've really had an opportunity, and they have signaled they are going to go have a shot at goal here, which I think is the right decision. Yeah, so Adam and Joe's been replaced. There doesn't seem to be an injury, so could be tactical there, which is a bit strange. I thought he actually looked like it was going quite well. There must be an injury there. Well, that's the best I've seen Adam and Joe's for a while, actually, in the early stages. Must be an injury there. Where can I find it? See if it is. I have to check Rugby Twitter. Almost Ramos straight down the middle, as you'd imagine. Yeah, I mean, no one's saying he's injured, but he must. I think it must have been a tackle from Gael Fiku. I thought he had a really good start to the game, so I'll be very surprised if that's tactical. And also, why would you send him at 25 minutes? That's bizarre. So we'll wait and find out, but there's definitely, for me, it's definitely going to be an injury forced replacement there. And that's a fantastic kick from Anton Dupont. 38.7 meters gain from that kick. He's just a different level, isn't he? Just a complete different level to everybody else playing rugby at the moment. He's just a different planet. Unbelievable. It was boring, actually, how good he is. Now kick over the back there. Some charge down and under a bit of pressure there. Eventually the kick comes from Reece Ammett, and it's not a great one because it's carried back. And it'll be a line up to the French inside the 22. So that's a big moment from Reece Ammett. It wasn't aware of the fact that it had been, or forgot really, that it had been carried back directly into touch. So it will be a line out about 5 meters inside the 22. Dan Bigger being caught. It was just a dreadful pass from Reece Webb, really. Now they come through and put under pressure, and he gets bundled out. So it's really good to work from Wales. But there's a knock on from Wales before that, so it will be a scrum. So place one set piece for another. Dun, 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 da, 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 da. And another penalty for France at scrum time. So worrying signs this for Wales. Wyn Jones-Thomas Barnes is not agreeing with that, which is not really surprising, but yeah, they need to sort that out because you can't be conceding a penalty at every single scrum, which is currently what's happening at the moment. So very worrying times for that Welsh front row. And we'll take the 3 again here. Thomas Ramos is going to line this effort up. It's about 30 meters to the left of the front, or the left upright. So it's pretty straightforward, really, for the fullback who's kicked so well throughout the tournament. That's the worst tournament stats are actually. Thomas Ramos pops it over. And France extend their lead to 13 points to 7. The set piece becoming a bit of an issue there for Wales at scrum time. And if that keeps happening, wouldn't be surprised if we do see a couple of subs on. Right, 10 minutes to go in the first half. They're pretty close, actually. Quite a nice contest. That's a very good take from Gregory Eldred out the air there from the restart there. Was very aware that France were close in front of him, but didn't quite manage to get there. Now Romain Intermac goes flat to Antonio. Romain Intermac, pressure being put on him, trying to find that clearance, but it doesn't find touch. Down the throw of Dan Bigger. Dan Bigger wants to run. He's got Rio Dye next to him as well, but does go to Rio Dye. Rio Dye steps in well. They're trying to hold him up, and the ball's actually come loose. Falling to Anton Dupont. He goes to Thomas Ramos. Long pass out to Romain Intermac. Nobody home, so hammers towards the left-hand side there. And backtracking is Josh Adams, who returns the favour. Also doesn't find touch. Romain Intermac goes in field to Thomas Ramos. Ramos now wants to run himself. It's with McCouples eventually brought down by Thomas France and Ken Owens. Yeah, Figu's helping at scrum off. It's a really good carry that can still buy as well into Welsh territory. Now Romain Intermac going to Peno, who finds himself a bit infield, steps aside one. Eventually brought down by Daft Jenkins. Bit of a drop there from Romain Intermac, but back with a bit of pressure. Not too much on, so he decides to go to the boot. And Dan Bigger, once again, wasn't in the best position, and this could be a goal line dropout. He's just going to wait for his team to come and join him. Slow the game down a little bit there from Dan Bigger. I've been impressed with Wales, though. They looked a whole different side today from what we've seen throughout the championship. And I think this would be quite a boost for a lot of Welsh fans. I think they're quite worried about where things stand, really, moving into the next couple of months, with the World Cup race around the corner, and not really seeing much to be excited about. But today, I think they've been a lot better. Restart goes to Charles Olivon, who's running over ahead of steam there, brought down by Reece Webb as well as Aaron Wainwright. Pick up and go there from Durant for now. Backwards would come from Charles Olivon. Now pretty flat from Ramos to a bye. And upon a bit of pressure there. Goes to Ramos, goes to Romain Intermac, pops him back inside to Ramos. Ramos, he got the pace, gives it away to Dupont. Showing go from him. He's just short. Boy, I don't know how that ball stayed in. Gael Fiku's just short. France on the doorstep here. Pick up and go from Topa Panawa. And they're 2 meters out here. Dupont goes to Romain Intermac goes to Ramos. Ramos long pass out to Peno. All he has to do is give it to Dante. Dante has to go over. Will he go over? He does go over. So much space. Why was there so much space? Far too easy for France. Once again, they just had to spread it wide, and they did. Jonathan Dante, the beneficiary, he goes over in the corner. France, well, all of a sudden, the last 10 minutes, Wales were switched off. They've been punished forward, and France are about to have a conversion attempt to try and open up a 13-point lead. As it stands, 18 points to 7. Jonathan Dante back in the side, making a big difference. I think they really missed him in the early stages of the competition. And they're just finding a lot of gaps here. Almost been passive there from the Welsh defence. But the offload game there from France. I mean, a little inside ball there from Thomas Ramos to Anton Dupont, who then just shifts to the side. And Anton Dupont seeing the space. Romain Intermac going to Ramos. Ramos to Peno. Long pass out wide to Jonathan Dante. He still had a reasonable amount to do. Good finish in the end. And Rio Dye giving a lot of space. It does make the hit pretty early, but Rio Dye versus Jonathan Dante. A bit of a size difference there. I don't think Rio Dye really stood much of a chance. Looks like Adam Joe's going to come back on. I think it was an HIA, it must have been. So it looks like he's been cleared and he will return to the park. As I said, I was impressed with him in the early stages. So good to see that he is okay. And hopefully will continue. Good kick from Thomas Ramos. It comes off the upright and in 20 points to 7. What a kick that is from the French fullback. Goodness me. Right against that right hand touchline. And he's had no issues with nailing that whatsoever. Good exit from France. Right, 5 minutes left. Just under 5 minutes left in the first half. Wales are competitive, and that's a good moment, but just switched off for the last 10 minutes and allowed France to really take control of things. So at this stage, 2 tries to 1, 2 penalties as well for France. Thomas Ramos has been flawless off the tee, and they hold a 13-point lead. Staff Jenkins, a bit of a messy line, but falls back into his hands off the ground. And available for Reece Webb. Just wants to slow things down. Go to Ken Owens. Reece Webb shaped up for the box kick and then went to Dan Bigger. Now Dan Bigger's launched us down left for Rio Dyer's chase. It's a brilliant takeout of Peter. He's taking it quickly as well. Oh, it was almost an intercept. Almost an intercept from George North. No, I mean, if the other one was deliberate, then that was deliberate. That was a genuine attempt at the interception there from George North. That could have been a bit of a horror moment, actually, from France. Dan Penner take it quickly and then try to pop it to Gail Fiku. And George North was there to snatch it from him. Couldn't hold on, but yeah, I mean, that would have been a great way for Wales to get back into the game. Not like a penalty try, a little bit of a gift. I love that. It doesn't look good because France was such a taking position. Doesn't matter if they're inside their own 22. Here comes the reversal. Daft Jenkins makes his way up, and when Jones will return to the park. As I said, I was impressed with Adam and Jones. Pretty solid scrum there from Wales. Much better here from them. Right, Dante seeing a bit of space. Making a couple of yards. Anton DuPont's picked up and goes. Seeing a bit of space on the side. Oh, it's got straight through the hands of Penner and out. I must say, so much space opened up ahead of Anton DuPont, which is a dangerous prospect. You don't want that guy in space. And the pass just going behind Penner. Good take there from Tipperick. Bigger going to Palatine, finds himself in the midfield. It's a pretty poor pass. As I said, Wales just got sloppy. They've just gotten sloppy in the last 10 minutes. Well, 15 minutes now, really. Turnover boy of France. Last opportunity for half time. Just a minute and a half to go. Cyril Bayer now back to Gael Fiku, who fumbles it. And I think a couple of knock-ons there. They'll go back for the first Welsh knock-on. It's going to be a scrum for France. So this will be our last opportunity. 1 minute left on the board. Right, there's much better scrum there from Wales, so I think they'll be feeling a bit better about life after that last one, but they need another big effort here. In fact, they need a really big effort here. They need to try and win a penalty. The main thing is they can't afford to concede a penalty, because the penalty right here by the poles, with 30 seconds to go, France will be able to pop it over and go into halftime, 23 points to 7. So, yeah, Wales are going to try and stand up firm here. 20 seconds left on the clock. Go straight underneath the legs there of Francois Cross. They're going for the penalty here. They're not looking at the ball out, but Gregor Aldred eventually has to go. Dupont goes to the left-hand side to remain Intermac, goes to Jonathan Dante. To the gap. Tompkins does very well to make sure to get a hand and then turn over ball here for Wales. The Hooter has gone. And long pass out to Tipperick. To Adam Beard. All the forwards in the back line. Yeah, now George North coming back on the angle, ran towards his forward support. Wales looking to run it here. Reese Webb. Goes to Wyn Jones. Wrap around there. To Tompkins. To Faletau. Faletau still going. Gets the ball out to Josh Adams. Josh Adams needs to step inside right up against the touchline. He is bundled up. That will be the half. Ladies and gentlemen, half-time score here. France 20 points to 7. Wales played pretty well in the first 20 minutes. A nice offload game, and then discipline really costing them, and then a bit of a switch off for that late try by Jonathan Dante. So yeah, we're gonna have to do a bit of a break. Go and get your beverages and stuff like that, and I'll see you guys at halftime, or after halftime rather. Right, and we are back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Forever Sports. The second half, France versus Wales. And France kicking off the second half with a 13-point lead. Wales have not been bad, except for a pretty poor passage of play about 10 to 15 minutes where they kind of sort of switched off and a couple of easy penalties and a try. As but France in charge. But a good start here from Wales. And if they were to score first, I think there's no reason they can't turn the momentum around. There's the whistle, and we are back underway. Very touched, but Paratide has been very involved as one expects on his 100th appearance for Wales. George North, the try scorer for Wales. Jonathan Dante and Damien Penaud going over for France. Couple of phases here. Now Reece Webb just taking his time. Needs to find a good exit here. This time he doesn't find touch. Thomas Ramos underneath it. Takes his time and eventually goes himself. DuPont to both Clement. Remain Intermax sniping around there. Now DuPont going to Fernand. Timothée bringing in Charles Olivon. Olivon coming inside. Once into the 22. Gregory Eldred now. Remain Intermac. Back on the angle there from him. A little bit of space there with Julien Marchand. Julien Marchand's gone through. Penalty advantage as well for France. Dupont picks it inside for Gael Fiku. Still penalty advantage here for the home side. Now Dupont and the ball's come loose into Nick Tompkins' hands. We'll go back for the penalty. And yeah, I said, well, after complimenting Wales a lot, defense does keep you opening up here. Just a couple of lazy runners, a bit of space opening up, and the French are so good at making sure that when there's a half a gap, that they exploit it. So it's been good by the French, but Wales just need to tighten that defense up. Can't leave those sort of gaps, for France to try and exploit. Only for the scrum here, by the way, are France. It's an interesting decision. They've got quite a lot of the field on the left to work with. That's where they've set up. Looks like you've got Thomas Ramos on the right-hand side. Remain Intermac is next to Gael Fiku on the left. Where you imagine they're going to go. And DuPont just tripping as he tries to get off the back there. But still managed to find a couple of gaps. How does he do it? And now Surbai is just short. Just short here, France. DuPont goes to Ramos. Ramos to Antonio. I mean, jeepers, Antonio versus Louis Zaman. And he's just steamrolled him over the try line. France over again, 25-27. This is now getting very ominous for Wales. More importantly, they are one try away from that bonus point, which would put them up to 20 points and will mean that Ireland will need at least a point later to try and win the Six Nations. Obviously, a win for Ireland would give them the Grand Slam. I mean, cheapers. I mean, Antonio on the wing. Do you reach Zamet? Didn't stand a chance. As Albie said, biggest winger probably ever. I mean, he's an absolute freak of a man, isn't Antonio? He's an absolute giant. Certainly wouldn't want to be stopping him. Thomas Ramos has kicked very well so far. He's been flawless off the tee. On the left-hand side here, he kicked a brilliant conversion, which actually ricocheted off the pole. Now looking to curl it inside. It looks pretty good as well. Straight over. I tell you what, having a world-class kicker makes a huge difference. 27 points to 7. 20 points the difference now, as Warren Gatlin looks on very dejected at a Welsh side, which have been very poor in the last year. Started well, looked pretty positive, had some nice offloads, had a very good offload going, and have kind of just fallen apart since, to be honest. Right, Bradley Roberts onto the park for Kid Owens. Looks like Adam and Jones' day is also done. So, yeah, throwing out a couple of the bench players, emptying the bench a bit to try and give other players a chance. I mean, that has been the whole sort of theme for Wales when it comes to the Six Nations. Very much about, experimenting and finding out, which players are where. Oh, Gregory Eldridge straight through. Proper carry that. Pick up and go from Julian Marchand as well. Looking to up the ante here of France. Gregory Eldridge once again. They're already up to the 10-meter line. This is where France gets so dangerous. They're just so relentless. Now back to Romain Ntamack. It's a good tackle on the Tiffenauer. Now they do go to the bench. I'm just going to bench the boot. Garrett Thomas on, by the way. Dan Bigger. Replies, needs to find touch. Does find touch. And opting not to take quickly there. Romain Ntamack. So it's a decent touch find there for Dan Bigger as well. Look at this carry from Gregory Eldridge. Just bang, straight through Taylor Tower. I'll show you the other player was. Bench brought down by Daft Jenkins. Who's back onto the park as replaced Adam Jones. Just a couple of issues here. I'm not entirely sure what the issue is here. A bit of a messy line there. In fact, it's actually almost going back to the Wales, but then losing forward there to Adam Beard. Now Jonathan Dante picking up all the handling. Thomas Ramos is straight through. And the ball's come loose, but a penalty from France. I think it's for offside there. Well, not releasing, I think is the call now. Thomas Ramos, what a tournament he's had. I thought he's really, really progressed so far in the Six Nations. It's been very impressive. I was telling of the French don't have the massive boost they have at the back, they wouldn't be as good. Oh, well. It's an important part of the game. They do kick the ball better than anybody else in the world, I think. I think they've definitely got the best kicking game in World Rugby. And it's Thomas Ramos, it's Romain Ntamack, Anton Dupont's got that massive boot as well. It's a good offload there from Jonathan Dante. And there goes in Antonio. Really good comeback from him after serving that ban. And he is replaced by Sapiri Palacia. So lost a bit of weight, as you always do when you replace Antonio, who's just an absolute unit of a man. Goes to Charles Olivan there, to Junior Marchand. And on the partner, just right outside 22 goes Dante. Good hands there to Romain Ntamack. Bringing Gael Fiku. Gael Fiku's rounded. Josh Adams. Here's Gael Fiku. He's going to go over. He is over. Well, there it is. It's so easy. It is so easy. There's a little deft touch there from Dante. Romain Ntamack looping around, popping it up to Gael Fiku in the gap. Gael Fiku just rounds Josh Adams, who can't do anything. He does go over it as Gael Fiku. France, there's the bonus point. More important as well is in terms of catching Ireland's points difference. I think Ireland have got 20 points on France before the game. The points difference for France is 46 and for Ireland is 66, so it's 20 points. So this will actually put them ahead of Ireland from a points difference perspective. So, for example, if Ireland were to only get 1 point later, France would actually win on points difference. So this is where it's quite important. You know, it's not a it's not just about getting the bonus point. You try and get as many points as possible so that if Ireland are limited to a 1 point loss, they'd actually win the Six Nations. They'd actually win the championship. And Thomas Ramos just pops it over. 34 points to 7. This could get very, very ugly for Wales. I mean, they put 50 on England without any issue last week. Could we be seeing another 50 points here? I tell you what, I think if I was a betting man, I wouldn't put it past him to do it as well. Right, half an hour to play. 34 points to 7. Dan Bigger just chipping it down the middle of the park. Dainty just tripping on the catch there. DuPont sniping around and deciding to go to the left. Now Thomas Ramos hammers it down the middle of the park. Sam returning the favour. It's a completely new front row for Wales, by the way. I mean, for France. Marchand has gone off as well as Silby. Yeah, job done, I suppose. Now it's time to unload the bench, put them on the finishers, let them see what they can do. So Mubaka as well as Pelletier and Reddy Wadi all on. Brad Roberts' first line got straight over the top and his hand ended in the hands of Pelletier. And Jeepers, when it's going bad, it's going bad. I mean, Brad Roberts just thrown that straight over the top to France. First carry there for Wadi. Now Aldrich, who's really starting to enjoy his rugby here. Nice strong leg drive. He's got a bit of support there behind him as well. Gets into 22. DuPont pops it up to Turpinal. Gets the ball away, but it comes forward. It lands to Nick Tompkins under a lot of pressure there, trying to get that offload away as well. Then decides to go himself. And Brad Roberts actually rips through the tackle, gets a few yards. Justin Tipperick back to Dan Bigger. Dan Bigger goes across to Rio Dyer. And don't want to kick it as Rio Dyer, so he goes into contact. Need to free up Reece Webb. We go back for the knock on there, which is probably a good thing here from Wales. Right, new front row for France. Interesting to see how this scrum will go.
They also have the World Cup after that. They lost twice to Argentina, did beat New Zealand. A very famous playing crowd of Cardiff. And New Zealand lost 2-10.
Da, 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 da. Just over an hour before Ireland do kick off against England. We will be live for that match, obviously, so it should be good fun. Hopefully that's a really good clash and a spectacle deserving of the occasion that it deserves. Now, Faletau. Good tackle there from Romanian Smack. Quick ball needed from Reece James, but always a bit of space for him. And he's then dumped on the floor. Wasn't a hand handle there, was the force come off. And Faletau now coming in at come off. Nick Tompkins finding a bit of space down there. Dan Bigger applies the long pass out to Rio Dyer. He tries to measure up Damon Pinner. Comes across and Mavaka makes the tackle. No scrum off coming here for Wales. Thomas Francis eventually arrives. Faletau first receiver going to Dan Bigger. Dan Bigger behind to Tompkins. He's a bit of space. Puts the dab through there for George North. Is it going to pop up for him? It does pop up for him. He goes looking to go all the way. It just goes loose. It's picked up by Thomas Ramos, who then fires the ball over the top to Antoine Dupont. Now this is where France can be so deadly. He does get a bit of space here. It's Antoine Dupont. But it's a penalty for Wales. And it's offside as the call. Oh, forward pass. Forward pass. Well, I mean, jeepers just as well, because Antoine Dupont was off, by the way. That was try time. And yeah, no, that pass to George North and found its way. I think that Reece Sam was probably going over. Or Josh Adams. I think they were both on his right shoulder. There's a good option here from Tom. Can saw the spacing behind, just chipped it into it. George North ball pops up perfectly. And, oh, cheapest. If he just gets that ball to Louis Rees-Zammit, no one's catching it from that position. Yeah, Reese Webb earlier just absolutely slammed to the ground. Not Reese Webb, in fact. It was Reese Webb. He's been replaced now. So Thomas Williams is onto the park. Right, so scrum here for Wales. Forward pass it was from France. Now they're going on the side. There's Thomas Williams. Chips ahead for Josh Adams to chase. Pass out from Mintimac to Ramos on the bounce. Ramos under a bit of pressure behind the goal line, trying to run it out. He does manage to get it out of the goal line, but he's right in front of Justin Tipperick. He's turned over brilliantly. Turned over ball here. Very well read there by Charles Oliver to put Adam Beard under a bit of pressure. If Adam Beard managed to loosen his hands, get it off the way, could have been interesting. Now Aaron Wainwright going very direct. Wales finding themselves at 22 for the first time this half. George North, that's a great carry from him. Oh, to deft touch there from Bigger. Rees-Zammit out towards Josh Adams. Josh Adams, a lot to do. Cuts inside. He's just short. Goes short. And Bradley Roberts is over, by the way. Oh, there we go. There we go. I said how impressed I was with Wales with ball in hand in the first half, and that's a bit better, isn't it? It's a bit of a consolation, really, right now already. I mean, it's a long way back. We're going to start mounting comeback, but that's a nice little moment. And it all comes up from the pressure. So Thomas Ramos electing not to kick. And this is just brilliant from Justin Tipper. He gets over the ball so quickly, turns it over. Fantastic touch was there. It was a great touch there from Dan Bigger. Then Josh Adams cuts inside. 2-3 players needed there. And Thomas Williams just popping up to a marauding Bradley Roberts, who gets past Turfer now and again to get it down as well. Right, Dan Bigger. Yeah, the extra 2. And has no issue doing it. Pretty straightforward. So he's 2 from 2. And Wales convert their second try, making it 34 points to 14, bringing the scoreline back down to a 20-point margin. Right, so yeah, so about to say, just under an hour, we will be live for Ireland versus England, which I think is going to be a great game. Really excited to see how those two teams, what those two got, because first of all, you got Ireland playing the best rugby in the world, and you've then got England, who are, well, last week probably played some of the worst rugby in the world, really, which were absolutely blown away. And just taking his time, yes, Thomas Williams from the restart. And doesn't find a touch, but Rio Dyer's gotten there, so he'll win it back. Good chase there from the wing. It's had a bit of a quiet day so far. Rees-Zammit down the side, yeah. Finding a bit of space. This is much better from Wales. Thomas Williams now going to Nick Tonkins, the first receiver, goes to Bigger. Moves on to Bradley Roberts and wraps around as Bigger. And look, I mean, there's a lot of offloads here, Chas, but you actually do need to go a bit forward yet sometimes. So fair task is fine. I'll get us over the advantage line. Good chase there from George North. Now Thomas Williams kick over the top. Damon Pinno is retreating. But Rees-Zammit is hot on his heels there. In fact, he's lost it, has Taylor Pinno. and then driven over, and that's going to be carried back. So it should be a 5-meter scrum. Thomas Williams, I'll tell you what, that's a great little kick over the top. It's a really good chase as well. It's Reece Zammit who's after him. And he just almost makes it a complete, as Demeter actually makes it a complete hash of it, and then eventually has to ground it. Bit of a rub on their head there from Josh Adams as well, just reminding him that he stuffed up. Right, so scrum here from Wales. Can they conjure up something? Can they yet mount a bit of a late comeback? I don't think so, but yeah, I would say try to feel sorry for Wales, but enjoying France too much. Fair enough. Fair enough. Can't really blame you, can we? "20 minutes left in this match. Thomas Williams. And it's a knock-on in the tackle from Dupont. It was a bit of a strange decision from Thomas Williams. There wasn't much space. The person was the referee and Dupont. He just sort of stood up and walked into Dupont. Not sure that was his best moment. It's not his finest hour, not his finest decision-making from the scrum off there. Knock-on in the tackle, so it'll be another scrum. Fortune offloads there from Wales. You can see it's got a whole different aspect of their game. Unfortunately, sometimes they've almost sort of offloaded at the expense of moving forward. You know, I'm all for the offload game when you're moving forward and you're like trying to gain territory. There's a couple of offloads where they're just almost doing a passing for the sake of passing. Ball pops up for Thomas Williams, goes to Josh Adams on the angle. Quick ball needed here for Wales. Falatau is there, presents himself as a ball carrier. Now Adam Beer thought about the offload, eventually wins himself. And Dancy's trying to get over it. Thomas Williams, long pass out to George North. Who's brought up by Primon and Jael Fiku. Oh, jeepers, that's a big tackle. And a penalty, and who is it? That's Mavaka. Yeah, well, you know, anything Julian Marchand can do, apparently he can also do. That's a great turnover. Wales finally getting momentum. 5 minutes up, Mavaka's going, thank you very much. Got straight over that ball, won the penalty. And all that pressure that Wales were exerting, France has absorbed, found a penalty, and they'll be able to get themselves out of danger. It's a huge hit earlier. Goodness me. Right, Falatau has been replaced by Tommy Reffel. It's an interesting substitution. And they get 100 matches for Wales. Falatau, what a servant he has been for the Welsh rugby game. Good line take there from Flynn, but not straight from Mavaka. So it'll be a turnover ball there for Wales. And seeing a very different side of France in that last sort of passenger player. They're showing their defensive prowess as opposed to the attacking flair, which is, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's, you know, the whole thing, you know, attacks can win you great games, but defense wins you trophies, you know, and that's they always say for both football and cricket and rugby and stuff like that. And I think this game's been another example of that, and that sort of passenger player there showing a very underrated side from France, because they do defend incredibly well, and that hit on Dylan Lewis just really sort of summed up just how well they can defend. Big scrum coming from Wales. Big scrum coming from Wales. Penalty advantage as well. That's much better from them. Thomas Williams, the ball is bounced. And Nick Tompkins trying to get out of a bit of danger here. He's caught well behind the advantage line. Now we're Dyer. And you're back for the penalty. And Thomas Williams thinking about taking it quickly. And now let's just surely just kick to the corner here. Bit of fight being shown here by Wales. I think that's the main thing, isn't it? I think as Welsh fans, suppose the only thing you can really ask for right now. The game's gone, but fight for it. Show a bit of heart. Show a bit of fight. Show a bit of passion.
Second of the 16th between 2020 and 21. I believe the Grand Slam works for the second this time. So making massive strides.
Right, so same line. Got Josh Adams right on the far side. It wouldn't surprise me the cross kicker is being thought about given how wide he is. I mean, he's literally basically standing outside the field of play. But Bradley Roberts feeds well and then goes back to gain it back. Looking for them more here. Not too much on. Thomas Williams goes to Nick Tompkins, who pops it up to George North. Good carry from him. Brought down by Fegan, but makes a few yards. Thomas Williams passes a long pass now. Justin Tipuriga finds himself on the wing. Inside ball to Tommy Reffel. It's a good work there for Justin Tipuriga. Another good game, yeah. Now directors Aaron Wainwright. Bit of a scud missile there. And pick up and go. Play Thomas Williams. Play Thomas Williams. I've actually been very impressed with him since he's come on. He's up the tempos, up the pace of play, and then he's just picked it up and dove over. And well, Wales all of a sudden are putting in a bit of a comeback here. Good work there from Justin Tipuriga. He matched himself up against Charles Olivan. Knew he was right up against touchline. Throws the ball back inside. A great carry there from Aaron Wainwright, and then just bang, sees the space there. Gregory Aldridge reacts too late. Thomas Williams is over, but yeah, moment from Justin Tipuriga, who's been really good today again. Well. Important kick this. Make it a 13-point game. That's a ridiculous camera angle, but we do get to see the flags. So the flags are up, and it is over. 34 points to 21. Well. Wales score again. And they can get themselves in the converted try of the lead, actually. Right, and Tommy Reffel under the kickoff there. I'll be saying, am I the only one who wants to see France just running some amazing tries? Like that's the only thing I want to see in this game. Well, actually, I'm quite in for a bit of a Welsh comeback here. I want to see the French sweat a little bit. Thomas Ramos under that high ball, then bundled into touch. Rio Dyer say that he was blocked, and the penalty does come for him. Actually, Isis French reserve is not really stepping up. Seems their depth isn't what we all thought. Dan Bigger's trying to take that quickly, and he's not found touch, so that's really stupid from him. He was looking for as much ground as possible. Look, they will get a line out, but it'll be well back inside their own half. No, they're taking quickly here, Wales. Trying to up the tempo here. Reece Savage chips ahead. He's going to chase it himself, and the ball bounces. The ball has done him a bit there, but Penna's done well to get away from him. Now there's space. He's gone straight through his Daniel Penna. Oh my goodness. So many options. Over the back to Demateb, wing to wing, comes inside. He's brought down by Josh Adams as well as George North. Now, Damian Penna's collapsed over there. I'm not quite sure what's happened. Maybe he's run into someone. Tommy Reffel over that ball as well. Brilliant turnover from him. They don't call him Tommy Turnover for nothing, yeah? Now Josh Adams hacks it ahead. And into Mac running back there. Reece Samet was there. And Damian Penna. Now Dan Bigger bring out that torpedo. It's a great kick from him. Yeah, finds touch just inside French territory. And he's got his arms up. He can't believe it. They're going to have a look here, I think. No. There comes the line out. So it'll be a France line out on their 2-meter line.
Start alongside us to lose 2 in. Shirt taken by
And Adams marks it there after the kick from the back of the line. There, 10 minutes left. Can Wales find themselves a bonus point? A couple of kicks here, and Bigger goes up, but takes it very well. Runs into Anton Dupont. It's been an entertaining game, I'll give him that much. And credit to Wales, who were blown away at a stage and then have decided to... that's a terrible kick from Thomas Williams. He's kicked it directly into touch and gifted France a line right back inside Wales territory, yep. And Dan Bigger's taking a wild scare from that ruck. It was a big hit on him. Golden pass coming for us. Turn that screw tighter. Wales are clueless. Well, I mean, to say they're clueless and scored 21 points is a bit harsh. They only need about 13 points after having a 20-plus lead. I mean, I think the score's actually level for the second half. Can't go to Jonathan Dane to come back in the angle. He's now's the call. And on Dupont. He's going to go to the butcher. This is high in the air. Timotei is there. And Josh Adams marks it again. Great take from him under a lot of pressure. And he's not very happy as Josh Adams. I think he's trying to claim he was taken out in the air. Right, now Thomas Ramos replies with his own kick after Josh Adams hacks it downfield. Oh, jeepers, what a take. That is cheap. As that remained intimate, that was phenomenal. Goodness me, he's taking a while to get up. Now Anton Dupont sniping, and he goes to Thomas Ramos. Ramos kicks it in behind. It's just going to slow up. And that's gone out, actually, from Reece Salmon. I don't think he's actually grounded that. Yeah, I don't think he's grounded this. I think this is going to be France's ball. I want to see this take again from Remain Intermag. That was absolutely tremendous. The athleticism displayed in that catch was phenomenal. It is a goal and drop pass. Well, Farmer now being prepped. Right, what can Ramos cook up? Gives it to Gregory Aldred. Always a willing carrier, the number 8. Pont going to Wadi. Now Intermac. Charles Olivan, we carry from him. Now Intermac. Looping around as Thomas Ramos. Goes back to Damien Penner. Damien Penner chips in the middle. And then Bigger allows it to bounce and then takes it well. Good composure from the number 10. And good support play as well. Ball goes up to Adam Beard. He looks pretty dead in his feet, to be honest. Williams lifts it high in the air there. Thomas Ramos underneath it, and Rio Dyer's trying to bend them to touch. Ball stays in though, and Anton Dupont's under a bit of pressure there from Dan Bigger. Does very well just to buy him some time. There's the knock-on advantage for France. Goes to Intermac, who goes flat to Gregory Aldred. Love to see how many carries he's had today. He's been worked really hard as Gregory Aldred. Chalarou now back onto the park. I think it's his first guy outing actually in the Six Nations this year. Thomas Ramos drops it onto his boot. That's going to stand up very quickly, and yeah, Thomas Williams is just going to have to carry that out. So it'll be a France line on the 5-meter line. That's a perfect kick there from Thomas Ramos. Just chips it in behind, creates a bit of doubt, and the only thing they can do. I mean, Wales are absolutely dead on their feet, by the way. Yeah. Now, Macalou's on as well for Charles Olivon. Another good game from number 7. Flamon's taking a very nice take there, but hasn't managed to actually get down to the ground yet. France going for more here. The half penny is on for Dan Bigger, by the way, which is an interesting substitution. Penalty advantage for France as well. That's penalties. So they have another go here with France. Just eating the time up. Yeah, 5 minutes left. They're tapping and going there, France. Another going back on the angle. Jonathan Dante. Marauding run from him. Pop up and go here. Chalarou, you try to listen places, comes up short, so he goes back and presents it. France are on the doorstep here. Can they get another try? Now Aldred is very lateral, just going to come up short as well. Ball pops out, and Wadi dives on it. Oh, trying to go in there's Mabaka, but once again, decent defense actually. It was good awareness there from Madden Beard. Now Messi, and Falatiers driven back. Good defense here from Wales, but penalty advantage for France. And Wales very much under the pump. Ready, Wadi. Pick up and go. Gregory Aldred wants it now. I mean, a penalty advantage. I don't know why I just toss to the back line, see what happens. I think we're about to see that now. There goes Romain Intermac on the angle there. Thomas Ramos. Thomas Ramos goes to Penno. Penno's going to just walk it in. France hit it back again. 39 points, 21. Daniel Penno, I mean, he scored some pretty good tries so far over this nation. But today, all he had to do is finish a pretty straightforward one. Yeah, and look, I mean, France, it was a bit of a fight back from Wales, but this French team is just too good. Their quality now really sort of shining through. To be fair, I'd almost say it's almost been a bit of a step forward for Wales today. Not a complete disaster, I don't think. Obviously, it's not been the ideal result, but I definitely thought they had moments where they looked a much better side than what we have seen. But at the end of the day, this French side is just too good, and I think that they've responded really well to losing to Ireland. They've come back. They sorted a few things out. They're playing some nice rugby. Conceding 21 points will be a bit of a red flag for them because they do pride themselves on being a good defensive unit. And you can see still a lot of instructions being barked around that circle here. So despite there only being 2 minutes left of their Six Nations campaign, still a lot of intensity in that French huddle. Thomas Ramos, he's been flawless with the tee throughout the evening. Is he going to be another one to his tally? Looking pretty good as well, by the way. Looking very good. And it's over. I mean, it's right up against the touchline. He has kicked absolutely brilliantly. Yeah, Warren Gatton not very happy, but I think today there'll be information out there. I think that's the main thing, isn't it? You know, it's seeing what's there, what you've got to work with. And the Wales that actually got it back from the kickoff here. So Wales have the final say here, last minute. The Halfpenny, Justin Tipperick, good handling there from Tommy Reffel. Rio Dyer skipping inside. Ball away of Thomas Williams. Pretty flat there to and now George North. And Beard, Lee Halfpenny. Lee Halfpenny deciding to go himself. Goes to Justin Tipperick, who's finding himself a lot of space in that left wing. Now Rio Dyer steps inside. Rio Dyer's through! Is he going to go all the way? He is going to go all the way. Well, there we go. A consolation try and a bonus point try that for Wales. So that's a nice way to finish. As I said, I think they'll look at this game and say that, yes, they were beaten and they're well beaten. But I think there are a couple of positives. Although Justin Tipperick's been fantastic. That's a nice little individual F from Rio Dyer. We'll go over. So Wales bring up their bonus point. High-scoring game this. It's been a 67 points and counting. With the conversion still to come. Interesting to see it takes it. I imagine the Halfpenny. Obviously, the Halfpenny will take it. Forgot he was on, actually. Yeah, I think that, they've now played one of the best sides of the world, one of the two best sides of the world at the moment. And, conceded a lot of points. I think that'll be a big worry for them. But to have scored 4 tries will be a nice boost for Wales. And because Wales just haven't really looked like scoring tries throughout the tournament, except for against Italy. So, yeah, I don't think this is the worst result in the world for Wales. It's another loss, and that's the main, and that's what a lot of supporters will focus on. But steps forward, actually. I think there's a bit of progress here, right? Lee Halfpenny, it's a great kick. That's an absolutely brilliant kick. 28 points is what Wales have finished. Right, there we go. People will be live very shortly for Ireland versus England. So please do join us there. In the meantime, please smash the like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. And I'll see you guys all